off of their victory against DRX. Please use the Zoom hand raise function if you'd like to ask a question, and we'll call on you. I think the first question will come from Brandon from Run It Back.
Thank you. Congratulations on the win, guys. This is for FNS. It's not your guys' first best of 5, obviously, and with this one going the distance, a reverse sweep was obviously a possibility at the end there. You guys held on. So what can you kind of say about the team's perseverance, stamina, mental, map pool, just kind of all of those factors that allowed you to be successful in a match that went the distance like this one?
I think if we didn't have the experience from the beginning of the year all the way through everything we've been through as far as losing map 1s in every series, we wouldn't have been able to do what we did today. It's really, really hard when you have so much momentum and you're 2-0 up, and then all of a sudden the other team starts hitting back and it's 2-2 because then they have the momentum. So yeah, I think it just shows how resilient we are. It's definitely the word I would use to describe us for sure. Just I've been saying it since the beginning of the year. Every single time we've done this, it's just always comeback stories for us. So today was no different.
Thank you. We'll go next to Ian from Valoranting.
This is for Victor on map 5 Haven. Round 21, you had a 4K. Round 22, you had a 3K. And to win the match in series, you had a 3K. Can you tell us what was going on in your mind in those last rounds? Were you thriving under pressure, or was it just a normal day's work?
I think what really started was the round I got I forget which one, but it was the round I got 4 kills with the Stinger. And then I was like, wait, how the hell did I just do this? The last guy just melted. So I was really feeling after that round. So that's what happened.
Thank you. Are there any more questions from the remote media? Ian, do you have one more?
Yes.
Go ahead.
For Chet and FNS, feels like you guys really leveled up on Breeze today. Feels like you weren't having as much success on Breeze earlier in the tournament. Did you guys do something special for Breeze today, or did things just click? Can you run me through what you guys saw happening on Breeze?
I just think we had a solid plan of what DRX would do today. They played a lot of Breeze this tournament, so we had a lot of footage to review. And also we were hitting our shots more than we used to on previous Breeze games, so it made it obviously easier. And we tried some new setups, so specifically made for that team. So I don't know if we'll do those again, but yeah, it ended up working out a lot. Our ante paid off pretty well for that game.
Thank you. We'll go next to Brandon from Run It Back.
This one's for Marv. Throughout the match, a lot of the analysts and the casters were saying, it would kind of come down to you turning up finally and showing up at the end there on Haven, which you did. Kind of what played into that allowed you to finally kind of pick up the pace at the end there and help your team, to the victory?
I really didn't want to get reverse swept and lose in map 5. So I think it's just the hunger. That game was kind of at a higher level, and I really wanted to win a lot more in that last map.
This next question is from the chat. It comes from Sons of KS Latam. For those who want to answer, it is said that history is cyclical. Do you think history will repeat itself in the final of the Valorant Champions against Loud?
I think we got this time. I think we'll win tomorrow.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the on-site media?
Hello guys, congratulations on your win today. Cecilia from Esports Magazine. So of course you've now went against Loud a couple of times, but what were the learnings you picked up from last time that you will try to exploit to win tomorrow?
I don't think that's something we can give away right now, but maybe after the match, I'm down to answer this question again. You'll just have to wait and see what we do for the match. It'll be a surprise.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Hello guys, congratulations on your win today. This is Hussein from True Gaming Esports. I want to ask, how are you planning to prepare for tomorrow? Yeah, you don't have much time. So how are you going to prepare for the match?
We're just gonna do what I normally do. I just talk to my analysts and we just figure out what kind of plan we need to run. Obviously, tomorrow we have to play a map that we don't play very often because Loud has both vetoes. So we'll just see what we can do for that map. And if we win that map, then we can win pretty much the whole series, in my opinion.
Hello guys, Icot from Upcomer. Today we had an amazing number of fans cheering for you, cheering for the other team. What did it affect you in any way? How did you feel to have so many fans in the stage today?
Feels good, man. When you win a big round and stuff like that, to hear the crowd erupt and stuff like that. There was multiple times where it felt that way. And yeah, it's like a feeling like no other for sure.
Thank you. Are there any more questions for Optic Gaming?
If I could jump off that last answer, actually, and this is open to anyone. Can you tell me a bit about the actual sensation when you feel the crowd? Because we know you've got the inner ears, you've got the headsets over. Do you kind of feel the ground shaking? What do you actually feel on a sixth sense basis when you're sitting and you're plugged in and the whole audience is around you cheering?
It's a pretty big release, I would say, to win a big round, or anyone wins a big round, and you kind of just feel a sense of release. But also, there's just so much adrenaline coursing through you that it like makes you get up and like, you know, ask them to cheer you on more, or whatever, you know, and celebrate a little bit. So yeah,
I think you're able to hear the crowd a little bit, especially when you have like a really big round. You hear them kind of minuscule, but you still hear them cheering, and you know if you hear them, then they're definitely being really loud.
yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, we can't really hear them. The most we hear them is when we take timeouts and they come through Chet's mic, but that's about it.
Thank you. Are there any more questions for Optic?
Declan from Dexerto. So DRX had one of their best tournaments kind of ever internationally here. I was just wondering if it felt any different playing them here than at Copenhagen, other than maybe them just hitting their shots.
Personally, I think it was kind of the same. Like, they're obviously a good team and they follow like a set routine, like a set plan. And once we kind of figure out what the plan is, the map becomes easier. And unfortunately on Ascent, we couldn't figure out what the plan was right away or what to do to counter it. But yeah, it felt pretty similar series. Like, I wouldn't say it was much different. I just think they found their stride this tournament, and that's what helped them break the curse, whatever it's called for them.
Ian, I see you have your hand raised in the chat. Do you have one more question?
Yes, if that's cool.
Go ahead.
For Yay, you finally got to play Jet. Didn't have to play Chamber 5 times every map. Was that something that was specific for DRX, or are you guys trying to flex a little bit more, keep people on their toes?
Obviously, I can't reveal too much, but it was something we wanted to try just because that comp in particular is a really solid one that a lot of teams used, and we wanted to give it a shot.
Thank you. Any more questions? Go ahead.
Another open question. Talked to some pros in the stands, folks who had been eliminated in previous rounds. They talked a bit about how in their time in Istanbul, they were recognized by fans at their hotels, folks on the street. I'm curious if any of that has happened to any of you guys, if you've been out enough for that sort of thing to happen, or if it's just been nose to the grindstone indoors.
I've been pretty much indoors most of the time, but when around the hotel, like get recognized sometimes, or when I'm at the gym, like by myself, like people say hi. It's like a cool experience just to like meet people, and when fans like come up to you, like you want to give them the time and like show that they're important to you. So it's definitely nice. And maybe when we get out more, if we win tomorrow, you know, we'll give them a proper greeting.
I think there was one time we were at a restaurant and one of the waiters was like, "Wait, I know who you are," or something like that. But
Thank you. Any more questions for Optic? Thank you, Optic Gaming. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. This will conclude the second conference of the night.
thank you.